I'm live?
Yeah.
Is it cool? Great.
It's cool. Oh, people are here.
People are here. Oh, people are here. Great. Well, hello everybody. I'm Chris Colfer, and welcome to an overdue edition of CC360. I'm here at the Twitter headquarters, periscoping for the very, very first time. So I hope this goes well and that I don't get kicked out of Twitter and Periscope, because that would be terrible. It's the first time I've ever had an audience for this. A few of the Twitter employees have been kind enough to join me in person, which is also kind of my worst nightmare, because I literally have an audience that's being paid to be here. So without further ado, I think I will start answering some of the questions that you've sent me. So here I go. Wish me luck. Okay. Okie doke. Okay, so my first question is from Abbean, her name is, or his name is, forgive me, at Dalton Earring. Which character from the Land Stories would you most enjoy dressing up as? Well, I actually, I don't like drag, but I think an Esmia, the Enchantress costume, would be pretty cool, because she's got like that, her hair like flows like fire, and then she's got her cape of smoke, so that could be a lot of fun. That I mean, she'd totally hotbox any car she got into with the cape of smoke, but that would be a lot of fun. Okay, so next question is from RIS at Sorry I'm Rissy. Okay. You have terrible parents naming you these things. All right. What's the most difficult thing about writing books? Probably just, probably just hoping that people will like it, and that you're writing something worth reading. I think my biggest fear when I'm writing is that I'm the only person that's going to enjoy it. So I think once you get over that, you're pretty golden. That, and using correct spelling and grammar, that also. Let's see here. Okay, this is from Mandy MC at Mandy I McPotter. What classic fairy tale character do you think your cat Brian is most like? Oh gosh, Brian. Well, I have yet to bring in a dictator to the Land of Stories, but I'd probably say like maybe the Evil Queen, because Evil Queen didn't really care for her reflection in the end, and Brian doesn't care for his reflection either. Whenever I try to like take pictures with him in the mirror, he like looks at himself and he's like, ugh, I'm puffy. So probably the Evil Queen. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. Okay, Ashley-15 at Smiling Colfer. Oh, cool. Okay. Favorite superhero? I'm gonna go with Jean Grey. Jean Grey has always been my favorite superhero. Especially when she goes into to Phoenix mode, because we all have our Phoenix modes, Okay, let's see here. Next question. Okay, Esther at Breweye16 asks, Elphaba or Glinda, and why? Well, I mean, Sophie's choice. I'm gonna say Glinda, just because she gets to ride in a bubble, where Elphaba just kind of gets to go on a racing platform, so I think the bubble's a lot cooler. And I was supposed to write it in Glee, but they changed their mind at the last minute. And then I was supposed to write it when I saw it on Broadway the last time, and then they told me I couldn't because of like safety concerns. So I'm a little sore about that. All right, P, which is at Piao Dev LA, asks easiest and hardest character to develop his/her personality in the Land of Stories 4. I have to say probably, I've always said I always like writing female characters more than male characters, with the exception of Connor. I love writing for Connor. But in the last book, I would say Marina, the Beauty Witch. She was really hard to write for, because it's so hard, because you always see someone so clearly in your head, and you're never sure if it's going to translate as perfectly as you want it to on the page. But I always like characters that are a little evil but still likable. So I kind of liked trying to write that for her. Okay, let's see here. Next question. All right. Can't Deny My Love, that's a name, at Brian Kinney with 2 Y's, asks, Of the new kingdoms, Wonderland, Sherwood, Camelot, etc., what would be the ideal home for you? Well, I think I'd probably fit in Wonderland the best, being, a weirdly proportionate creature myself. But I don't know. I think Oz might be fun, just because I know all those characters so well. But Sherwood and Camelot, I don't think they're going to have AC, and I need AC to get by. Otherwise, I go crazy. So I'll go with one of those. All right, let's see here. Okay, Made in the AM, TMI, at Rocco Sanchez 99 asks, can you say hola or hola? Is it hola or hola to your Spanish friends? Oh, well, obviously it's hola. Hola. That was easy. Okay. Let's see here. Next question is HRH Chris Colfer at Jika Colfer. I apologize for butchering all your names. I'm still struggling with English. If you could be any one of your characters, who would it be and why? Oh gosh. I don't know. I mean, my characters, they get into a lot of trouble and they get into a lot of danger. I don't know if I'd want to be one of them. I'd probably want to be in the first Land Stories book when the twins travel into the Sleeping Kingdom. I think they pass like a butcher who's just snoozing. So I'm gonna go with that guy because he all he does is sleep all day. So that sounds good to me. Let's see here. All right, Tori Music Note at Cole for Queen asks, if you successfully collected the wishing spell items, what would you wish for? Oh gosh. I don't know. World peace. Thank you. I'm just going to say that because that's probably the safest answer. Esmia at X Colfer's Coke, which she means Diet Coke, just PS, not the, okay. If you could invent a Hogwarts spell, how would you call it, or what would you call it, and what would it be for? And she says she loves me. Thank you. Oh gosh, I don't know. There really isn't I'd give myself superpowers probably. I'd want like a spell of flight or something, or I don't know. Maybe. Oh no, I do like a perfect body spell. Wouldn't we all? Yeah, that's what I do. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay, next is Michelle. And Michelle asks, what would your 19-year-old self think of what your life has become? I think my 19-year-old self would be like, I don't know. I was very driven when I was a teenager. So I think my 19-year-old self would be like, that's it. That's all you. That's it. It's all you're doing. And I'd probably cry because my 19-year-old self didn't realize how hard it is out here for a pimp. Okay. Melissa asks, Melissa, which is at Cole4U, do you have a favorite song that you listen to when writing? It honestly just depends what I'm writing about. If I'm writing about something sad, I usually listen to funeral music. If I'm writing about something really exciting, usually some pop songs. But I do write to a lot of film scores. I go on my Pandora and I just airstream some film scores, and that really puts me in the mood of writing some like epic adventures and stuff, and kind of takes me to, if it's a Harry Potter song, kind of puts me in a magical world, or if it's a Lord of the Rings song, kind of puts me in the middle of Middle Earth. So yeah, I think film scores, and I recommend that if you're an author too. If you have writer's block, music I think is one of the best tools you can use. That and Google Images I think help too, and Twitter. All right. Mir. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Miriam. How do you say that? Miriam. Oh, yes. That's easy. It was easier than I thought. Okay. What was your favorite book growing up? I loved the Harry Potter books. And I loved every book by, was it Ava or Iva Ibbotson? Well, her. I just love reading fairy tales too. That was always my favorite. And actually, the book of fairy tale fairy tales that I used to read when I was a kid was so creepy because it was rather than illustrations of the story, it was dolls posed in dramatic like positions, which was great as a kid, but now it just is creepy and get subject to so many nightmares. Savvy asks, at Aragon's Little Lamb, I'm writing a novel for my writer's crafts class, and I was wondering, do you have any advice for a young author? Yes, and it would be not to let other authors intimidate you. Because I think the internet, especially, is full of so many authors and aspiring authors that love nothing more than bring down other authors. And I've always thought that if you have a story that you want to tell, then it is worth telling. So that would be my advice. And then like I said, listening to music and picture like vision boards and printing out pictures and putting those up. That's nice. And also walking away from it. If you come to a creative blood clot, just walk away from it for a little bit. Don't torture yourself by sitting there for hours and if it's not coming, like let's walk away, take a walk, go eat several cookies like I do, and then come back to it later. Yep. And don't copy anyone's work. That's that's number one. You all saw Struck by Lightning, I'm assuming. I didn't copy Struck by Lightning. There's a character in Struck by Lightning that copies it. Just FYI. Okay. All right. A girl named Believe smiley face and then upside down smiley face at K Glee B asks, if you could choose, who would Kurt be in the Land of Stories? And you can't say no one. I'm going to go with Xanthus, because I think Xanthus wears a suit that's on fire, and I think that is the only outfit I did not wear on Glee. Okay, let's see here. All right, next question is from Natasha at Natasha Gleek, and she says, would you like to write a book in collaboration with anyone? If so, with whom? I don't think I would, because I think my absolute favorite thing about writing a book is I get to just write exactly what I want, and I get to tell the exact story that I want, and I'm very selfish about it. I really like doing that. So I don't think I would want to collaborate with someone. I mean, if JK called, absolutely. But other than her, probably no one. All right. And with screenwriting, because I've done a lot of screenwriting and TV writing, and that is very collaborative. Sometimes painfully collaborative. So that's why I like writing books so much. Fadi asks, and their handle is Kurt Cobain. Can you tell us which was your favorite Land Stories book to write? I can't, because well, for one, I feel like I'd be neglecting my children if I picked one. I enjoy writing each one a little bit more than the last, because it gets a little easier. Your first novel is always the hardest, and then I think once the book came out and people liked it, I gained a little bit of confidence, and it wasn't so nerve-wracking the next time, and it gets increasingly less nerve-wracking each time I write a new one. All right, let's see. Next one is Chris Colfer fan. At fan of old shows. Oh, that's sweet. Do you have any phobias? Yes. Oh God. I don't like announcing things until they happen, which is a problem, because in the industry, everyone loves announcing things, even if they're just thinking about it. So that I always feel like that jinx things. What else? What are some of my phobias? Oh gosh, I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna come back because I got a lot, but not too many. But maybe, I don't know. I'll have to ask myself. Okay. So Hugs for You at Spreading Hugs asks, I love your audiobooks. How do you come up with the voices, and do you already have them in mind while writing? Well, I just don't take my medication, and the voices come naturally. Luckily, there's a slow build on that one. Luckily, I hear the voices pretty well when I'm writing it, so I just try to imitate the voices that I hear when I'm writing. I wish I could just take the audio files in my brain and make that the audiobook, because there's no way that I can do some of those characters justice. like in the fourth book, all the witches in the first and second to last chapter all had such very distinct voices, and they were so much fun to listen to and write. And I don't think I did a very good job of performing them for the audiobook. All right, let's see here. What else? I cut myself the other day chopping appetizers, so I'm struggling to open these little pieces of paper. At Grim Warning asks, which one of your villains would you choose to hang out with in our world for a whole day? Well, I wouldn't choose the Snow Queen because she'd probably melt. I wouldn't choose the Sea Witch because she'd get everything wet. I think Esme is very destructive. But it would be kind of fun to see what she thought of this world. Maybe I'll bring her back and I'll do that. Evil Queen was too sad. I think maybe maybe a few of the villains from the next book, the fifth book, which I'm writing now. So it's a little teaser for that. Okay. Let's see here. Alex Connor asks. Your mind, it's a beautiful place. Where do you find your ideas for the land of stories? Well, thank you. And little do you know how warped my mind is. I would say, everything. Books, like things that inspired me when I was a kid, I like to write about. But everything from movies to music to art to people that I've known my whole life, people that I meet for one split second. I sometimes am inspired to write a character based on them. It just, everything. I think that's the easiest answer, is everything. Very few things try to channel through the writing in some way, and it's very therapeutic to get it out. And it's very therapeutic to disguise people that have harassed you in the past as evil trolls. It's very, very, highly recommend it. The First Time Project at First Time Project asks, I'm in high school and I'm getting bullied. Any advice for me? I love you so much. Oh gosh, well, first of all, I hate the word bully because I feel like that just gives what's happening such a childish connotation. Sounds like it's happening in the sandbox when it really is. It's harassment. I don't care how old you are. Bullying is harassment, so I don't know why we can't just call it harassment. And harassment is it illegal? It's illegal, right? Harassment. There's something to it. But I would just find, honestly, depending on where you are in the world, I would find an adult you can trust and confide in them. And if they don't do anything about it, just write books about them later. That's what I did. Okay. Living in the Land of Stories at Living in the Land of Stories. Okay, this is so not Land Stories related, but what is your Halloween costume going to be this year? I have no idea. I'm open to suggestions. I usually start planning it like in June, but I have totally dropped the ball this year. I don't know. So far, the only thing that I got going for me is maybe the moped from the new Macklemore song. That's all I got. So hopefully someone will send me a good idea. I love that song, by the way. Okay, let's see here. All right, Jess at AllieBoo57 asks, do you enjoy writing or acting more? Well, it kind of depends. I really love both of them. I think when I was a kid, I got bit by the acting and the writing bug at the same time. Because as a kid, to me, it was just playing pretend, both of them. So I really, I almost don't really differentiate the two very much. But I mean, with book writing, it's just especially with the way that the world is now, it's like you can't please. It seems like you can't please anyone with acting, and I think when it comes to writing books, you can when you write a book, it can be reviewed solely on what it is meant to be. Whereas anything, kind of in the entertainment industry, kind of gets reviewed by anyone who just wants to take a jab at it, even if they're completely even if they're not even up to speed on what it's supposed to be. So that kind of gets really tiring sometimes. So I guess maybe writing, and also I can just do it in my pajamas. So that's a big plus. Let's see here. Christine at Portrait by Cree asks, describe the land of stories in 3 words. I know it's difficult, but winky face. Okay, I'm gonna say adventurous, ambitious, and oh gosh, hopefully fun. I guess those are the words I'd use, but I'm a little biased. All right, next question. Stupid Cactus. That has to be my favorite name so far. I'm interested to know what your parents named your other siblings. At Clainbows 2602 asks, how do you feel the twins have grown and developed throughout the books? Oh gosh, I think they've grown quite a bit. I think Connor really has grown a lot because he starts off, which I don't want to give too much away for the next book, but he really starts off the book as kind of the bad kid in class, as a class clown, and he ends up becoming a very respected student. So he really grows up a lot, and Alex goes from being a little girl who's too smart for her own good, who's picked on in school, to being the leader of another dimension. So that, I don't know if that's not growth. I don't know what is. So yeah, there's lots of growth in these books. It's Forever Deary at Struck by Chris asks, which new character in the 4th book was most fun to write? Definitely Robin Hood. And if you haven't read the 4th book, Robin Hood is an egomaniac with no inside voice. So he's a lot of fun to write about. And I think we've all met people like that, who constantly talk to an invisible audience. And he was a lot of fun to write about. Let's see here. And the next question is from Darlene, and she asks, at She's My Sugar Mama, any updates on the Knoll movie that you could give us, and what future projects do you have coming up? Knoll is still in the works. I think they're like a lot of those independent movies, they're finding the very last piece of financing for it. But I remain so excited for it. I cannot wait to work with Ian McKellen and Vanessa Redgrave and Jonathan Pryce, and there's a lot of people that have attached themselves to it since those names were announced. Which like I said, one of my phobias is announcing things too early, so I don't want to announce those names. But I'm very excited. I think Noel Coward was a very incredible writer and personality and influence of his day, and they're huge shoes to fill. But and I'm terrified too. But I'm very excited for that as well. I got a lot of stuff coming up. I'm about to go shoot the Ab Fab movie. Jennifer Saunders wrote me a part, so I'm very excited about that. And a bunch of stuff, but a lot of books, of course. I think I've officially written more books than I've read, so that keeps me busy. And then some other fun TV stuff too coming up. So I got a lot. Like I said, one of my phobias is announcing things too early, because then it doesn't happen, and then I just look bad. Next question is from Lania. Her question is favorite Christmas tradition, and that has to be talking politics with my grandmother. Every year my family makes a pact that none of us are going to talk politics, because there are 3 Democrats and the rest are Republican, and the fights get pretty vicious sometimes. But every year we break that promise, and we end up screaming over Obama and Bush and Hillary and Palin and everyone else. That's my favorite, because I always get a lot of material for writing that day. All right, let's see here. Next question is from I think we have a repeat offender. She asks, Bet's hashtag Land of Stories character to be stranded on a desert island with. I'm going to say Mother Goose, because she's got a big bird that could take us other places. Actually, I'm so excited for the box set to come out in November, right? November, because there's actually a chapter where Mother Goose does get stranded on a desert island, and you won't believe who she finds there. That's all I'm going to say. But no, I'm getting into so much trouble for those books, but I think you guys will like them. So excited for those to come out. All right, Allison at Miss Fruit Loop, spelled with 2 O's, asks, which houses from Harry Potter would your characters be sorted into? Oh my gosh. Well, I think Connor would be Gryffindor. I think Alex would be Ravenclaw. That's where I'm at. I think I don't think Mother Goose would ever make the sorting ceremony. I think she'd find the house elves in the back with the booze, and she'd drink with them. Let's see. Oh, Mother Goose is an alcoholic. For people who don't know, and you find out that the reason why she rhymes is because she's tipsy. Who else? Froggy would probably be Gryffindor because he's pretty brave. Red would probably be. Oh, I don't know. Red might be in Slytherin. Or maybe Hufflepuff. Goldilocks and Jack definitely Gryffindor. Who else? Who else are the favorites? Who else is a favorite, Rob? Who else? Who else is a character? Who else do I write about? And I think Red's granny would just be happy to be there. Okay, last question. Last Twitter question. Thank you so much for sending all these questions. All right, Jessica asks, what is your favorite crazy fan story? I don't know. I used to have such a great answer for this, but it's escaping me. I mean, it was very concerning when someone asked me to sign their baby. I've been spoken to in Dolphin. That girl's probably in college by now. She's probably so tired of me talking about her. What else? Oh God. What? Any? Do you know? Can you remember any that I talk about in therapy? Maybe. Oh gosh. There's so many heart-wrenching ones. I have a lot of really great stories too. It's more inspiring, tear-jerking stories than crazy stories. But one thing I'm really proud of is everywhere that I go, every bookstore owner or librarian or property manager always says that I have the absolute best fans and I have the best behaved fans. And I like that. I really like that my fans aren't going into bookstores and tearing things apart and lighting goat carcasses on fire and stuff. That's nice. What's that? Yeah, and they come from Japan, and they come from, oh my gosh, we were making a drinking game out of it last tour. Japan and what? Germany and China and Brazil, lots of Brazil and Italy and oh gosh, Mars. They come from all over. It's been great, and I'm sure I met most of these people on tour. Oh yeah, sure, yeah. Let's do that. I'm not sure what we're doing, but we're gonna do something. Okay. Oh, wait, here. Oh wait, that's me. Hold on. There they are. Okay, now you can wave. Okay, everybody, there you go. Thanks for joining me, Twitter guys. All right, and now I'm going to answer some questions from Periscope. Oh, we got some more. Great, cool. Never mind. All right, cool. All right. So here's a question. If you were on a deserted island, what 3 things would you bring? Oh gosh. I would have to say my computer, my phone, and I'm gonna go with a boat. Okay, cool. Let's see. Okay, here's some more questions. Are you reading anything at the moment? No, I'm not. That's the one downside to writing so many books is I never get to read. I've started several. I have a stack about this high on my nightstand. Let's see. Now let me answer. Oh, there's a lot of hearts. Look at those hearts. And what does the camera mean? What does the cameras mean?
Well, that's just
And is that just me?
Oh,
Yeah, cool. Nice. Oh, even these camera logos? What do those mean?
Screenshotting. Yeah.
Screenshotting. Oh, they're screenshotting me. Oh, well, good thing there's good lighting. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to answer some questions on the on Periscope. So send me some questions. Favorite drink. I like a good strawberry margarita. Yes, I've been talking about alcohol a lot while promoting my children's books. Anywho, Europe book signing. I would love to do more book signings in Europe. That would be a lot of fun. I did one in London, and it was nuts. It was a lot of fun, and I did one in Paris, and that was great. I'd love to do one in Australia too, and don't get me wrong. I'd love to do ones everywhere. Let's see here. Favorite Adam Lambert song. I like Music Again. I always like that one. Let's see here. Chris, what's Alex's full name? Well, Alexandra Bailey, and I'm not sure what her middle name is. I know Connor's full name is Connor Jonathan Bailey. Let's see here. Come to Turkey. Okay. Let's see here. I'm Destiny. Hi, Destiny. If I gave you a llama, would you take it? Probably not. That'd be a hard thing to check or put in my carry-on. Will you do Broadway soon? I hope so. We'll see. Oh God, these are coming so fast. I can barely read them. What is Red's drink of choice? I'm probably gonna have to say probably Cosmopolitan because it's red. Let's see here. Can you say you love Lily? Well, I just did. Did you get the notes from Destiny? I did not. Oh gosh, this is like being on a game show. Is it hot or cold there? It's medium. Destiny notes on your tour. I'm not sure. These are popular though, these Destiny notes. What's Stranger Than Fan Fiction about? Well, that's going to be my new young adult novel, and it's going to be about a group of mega fans who go on a road trip with their favorite actor from their favorite TV show, and I'm very excited to write that. Do you like the Land Stories mug with the cover images? Yes, I do. They're hanging up in my kitchen. Struck by Lightning sequel, please. The main character's dead at the end of the first one, so I'm not sure what I do. Maybe he comes back from the dead or something. I'll have to talk to the producers about that. And Allison Janney's very busy these days, so I'm not sure we can get her. Mojito, sure. Let's see here. Real Housewives of the of the Land of Story taglines. Oh my gosh. Red would be It's My Kingdom, deal with it. Mother Goose would be Pass Me My Flask. Oh gosh, I don't know. Trobella. What would Trobella? What's a good one for Trobella? Trobella would be like, I'm the queen, now dance, bitches. I don't know. Let's see here. Where's Brian? Brian is at home in a silk robe, lounging by the fireplace. And you think I'm joking. Let's see here. Favorite color? Blue. Favorite Harry Potter spell? I like the one that gave him gills. Or that was a potion, wasn't it? Or that was something he ate. I've eaten a lot of things that have given me other things, but never gills. Okay. What Hogwarts house would your pets be in? I would say Brian would be in Slytherin. I can't speak today. Slytherin. And Cooper would be in probably Gryffindor. Please sing for us. No. Let's see here. Gillyweed. Yes, Gillyweed. That's what I was talking about. Oh, this can be addicting. Let's see here. Favorite actor. I really like Eddie Redgrave. What's the last song you sung? This morning I was singing. This morning I was thinking of Naya, and I was singing "This Girl's on Fire" in the shower. It was let's see here. Favorite film? I love Hook. Hook is my favorite film. This is a very self-involved interview. Let's see here. 2 more questions. All right, 2 more questions. Favorite number? 7, because that's always been my lucky number. And my last question. Let me see if I can find a good one. My last question before I leave. I'm gonna go with what's your favorite emoji? My favorite emoji has got to be the one. It has got to be like the dead smile one. That's fun. All right, cool. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and thank you guys for being here. Cool. And I'll see you guys the next edition of CC 360. Thank you.